This is the KTT Halu Halo Switches, inspired by, yes, you've guessed it, the Halu Halo, which is a well-known dessert in the Philippines. So how do they sound and feel? Let's find out. Together with our sponsor for today's video, PCBWay. PCBWay is the easiest way to get custom PCB or to have your own prototype come to life. They offer full PCB prototype services just like this. And what I like actually about them is that we can have our own custom keyboard prototype as well. So if you have that design that you always wanted to create, you can have your own one-off prototype at PCBWay. They offer 3D printing, CNC machining, sheet metal fabrication, and even injection molding. So all you have to do is, of course, to upload your files, choose the material that you want, and hit submit. Once you're done, they will reach out to you for the final quotations. So if you are interested in making your dream custom board or PCB the easy way, check out PCBWay, links in the description. What is going on, guys? Ox here and welcome back to my channel. We are back with another sound test, and today we'll be taking a look and listen at the Halu Halo linear switches by KTT. Now this is my first time trying out some KTT switches, and as mentioned on my intro, the color of the switches was inspired by one of the best desserts in the Philippines, which is the Halu Halo. Now there was a special packaging for these, but sadly I wasn't able to get them since I only got 30 pieces. So in today's video, we'll be doing the usual stock versus loop comparison, and of course a material breakdown of the switches. If you want to hear my thoughts and opinion on the switches, please do stick around at the end of the sound test. So before we start the sound test, let me give you guys a quick disclaimer. The sound and experience may vary depending on your keyboard build. I'm using the Vega 65 with a polycarbonate plate, a PCB to plate foam, and one case film. The switches was filmed and lubed with a Krytox 205 grade 0 and 105 grade 0 on the springs. The keycaps that we are using are GMK, and lastly, I did not use any editing software for the sound test. So with all of that out of the way, please do enjoy the sound test for the KTT Halu Halo switches. So that was the sound test for the Halu Halo switches. Let me know what you think about them on the comment section down below. I would love to have a discussion with you guys, and also please don't forget to leave a like for the video. And before we talk about my thoughts and opinion on the switches, I think you already know the drill. Let's break down the materials that was used on the switch. As you can see, these are a 5-pin switch and is using a kale style housing. So we have polycarbonates for the top housing. We have nylon for the bottom housing. And of course, we have POM for the stem. Lastly, the springs with a 63.5 gram bottom out force. So that was the material breakdown on the switches, and if you made it up to this point, I would like to say thank you for staying. And before we head on to my thoughts and opinion, let me remind you guys of my disclaimer that the sound and experience may vary depending on your keyboard build, so we might have a different experience on the switches. Again, I'm using a Vega 65 with a polycarbonate plates, a PCB plate foam, and one case foam. I lubed the switches with a Krydox 205 grade 0 and 15 grade 0 on the springs, and the keycaps that we did use was a GMK set. Finally, let's talk about my thoughts and opinion on the Halu Halo switches. Now let's talk about my thoughts on the feel. As mentioned, this is my first time trying out some KTT switches, and I was actually surprised on stock. It was quite smooth, but I find it a bit sluggish and was quite scratchy to me at first, but once lubed, it felt so much smoother and better. I was also impressed on the 63.5 gram bottom out force on these. I actually enjoyed typing on them, and they feel solid as a switch, just like a JWK switch. And I'm also really keen on knowing how they would feel once broken in, so these switches are definitely on my list in terms of breaking them in. Now moving on for my thoughts on the sound. On stock, it sounded fairly decent, and of course I still prefer lubing them, so on my build it sounded creamy and it has that deep clack on my build, and it sounded very nice. You know me, I like high-pitched sounding profile switches. And personally, I'm really liking how it sounds. I also barely notice any spring or lift ping as well, so I'm really impressed and satisfied on how they sound. So overall, for the price, it's a really good switch. They feel and sounds really solid for a linear switch, and for like $3 for a pack of 10, so you kind of like consider this on the budget side, and it's a really decent switch. If you have yet to try the KTT, I do suggest adding this to your list of linear switches to try. But I know KTT has a really good budget switch out there. I think it's the KTT Strawberry and the KTT Roses, which I have yet to try, so I can't really make some comments for those switches. But yeah, again, I suggest picking them up if ever. You can try 30 pieces for the meantime and try them out on your alphas and modifiers, and if you really like them, you can go from there. Again, I can really see myself using this on a daily basis to break them in and see how good they would sound and feel once broken in. So that is it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed my review, and please don't forget to comment down below on what you think about the switches. And also, let's not forget, of course, hit the like button, and let's try to aim 50 likes for this video. And I just want to thank you guys once again for the support as we are killing it on the Aku Jelly reviews. I think all of them has reached 1,000 views already, so thank you so much for the support. So yeah, if you want more Switch reviews, please don't forget to like the video as always, share if you want, and of course, subscribe for more. And I'll see you guys on the next Soundtest. Peace.